As of the year 2025, indie horror games are now mass-produced, most of them being complete slop. The worst of which tend to fall into one specific category: mascot horror. Ever since the rise of Five Nights at Freddy's, and even more so the infamous Garden of Banban, many young and upcoming indie developers have tried their hand at creating the next viral mascot horror game. Today, I'll be taking a look at one of the more recent cases of this phenomenon. Hey there, I'm Trevor, and this is the Joycare. The story of the Joycare is an elusive one. Like any good mystery, the developer left breadcrumbs for players to follow, without giving too much away. And by that, I mean they threw in random jump scares and clues that could mean something, or they could be completely meaningless. I'm sure you can guess which one I'm leaning toward. From what I can gather, you are an urban explorer, filming your experience inside of an abandoned daycare. Although that much is obvious. The game says that as soon as you boot it up. As you explore, you come across what I can only assume are spirits of, more than likely, children. The mascot of the daycare, the marionette Jackie, no, not that one. This Jackie is spelt with a Y. Anyway, turns out, Jackie is alive. Who would have guessed? The developer subtly hinted at this by making him disappear once you restore power to the building. Truly a remarkable advancement in storytelling. Is that Golden Jackie?
Golden.
Oh!
Get him! Get him!
After some more wandering around, you get chased by a weird raincoat monster into a room with Jackie parts. This may or may not be important. I honestly couldn't tell you what this is supposed to mean. Further on, you see Jackie trapped by one of the spirits. However, immediately after this room, you get chased by Jackie. So I guess he wasn't really trapped? That or it was one of his clones, I guess.
Run.
Oh.
Ah!
After the chase, you fall into a pit, and you get a teaser for the next installment. Yippee. Yeah, okay, so the story is super generic and boring. Alright, but if the game is fun, then that's all that really matters, right? The Joycare does so much in terms of gameplay, but almost none of it matters. What are all these controls for? Why can I lean? I can zoom? Ah yes, I was wondering what a key was in excruciating detail. Yeah, there's a lot of bloat. However, the parts you do use are rough as well. The default controls are poorly optimized, to say the least. One puzzle requiring a key had me searching the controls menu for 5 minutes. Oh, I found the inventory. How do I use it? T to throw? No. R to reset. That works. Oh, I did it.
Oh, okay.
I did it.
Good.
The inventory is also a complete lie. There are control hints that simply do not do what they say they do. But despite spending a quarter of my playtime figuring out the controls, something even more egregious are the puzzles. This is a short game, only being about 15 to 20 minutes long, and most of the gameplay is your typical walking simulator through gray hallways with some button pressing involved. Hard to mess up, right? Not for the Joycare. If you did every single puzzle correctly on your first attempt, you may never even see a bug. However, I had to try everything, so I died at every chance that I got, which the game did not like. Well, you know I have to test it out. Oh!
Okay.
This door was not open a second ago. For whatever reason, dying activates each of the puzzles. Then, if you try to do them the correct way, that will actually deactivate them. Perhaps this is a lore-relevant detail, or perhaps not. There's a puzzle about halfway into the game where you enter this room with a single shut door and no way of opening it. On the wall is a random picture that has no correlation to the door, or the room, or even the game as a whole. The door is opened by clicking on the picture, which moves it like a secret lever. Or you could simply die and open the door that way. It's moments like these that reveal the mindset that the developer had while making the game. Perhaps it's inexperience, or even laziness. Either way, this puzzle needed more time in the oven. Although most of the puzzles are strictly walk to point A, press left mouse button, walk to point B, there's one more element to this game that adds a slight bit of variety. That being the Jackie's hook. Yeah, it's the Poppy Playtime hand, with a gunshot sound effect. That's really the only issue I have with it, to be honest. It works relatively well compared to the other aspects of this game. It has its rough moments, but overall, I gotta commend the developer for implementing it in a mostly polished state. That is, if they made it themselves. So far, I've talked about the story and the gameplay, but what about the horror elements? Is the game actually scary? No. Jackie, the main monster of the game, looks like he was made in Fortnite creative mode in 10 minutes. And the raincoat guy? Yeah.
Oh.
That being said, there were a couple of moments where Walker and I were caught off guard. Some of the sound effects, namely the gasp that the main character does when they see a ghost, is so much louder than anything else in the game.
Oh my goodness.
That was loud.
That actually got me because of how loud it was.
But overall, yeah, no, it's not scary. Like, at all. Despite what you may think, I didn't want to make this video just to poop on someone for trying their hand at making a game. Game development is an art form, and just like any other artist, your first piece will always be rough. It's unavoidable. The same holds true for me, and my first YouTube channel, which will not be named. There are undeniable faults with this game. Broken code, poor voice acting, boring level design, but the big issue I have with it is how uninspired it is. Indie games have so much freedom and potential, and yet, one after another, they have been following this one very specific formula for a decade now. Why must every horror game have a dumb-looking mascot that was brought to life in an unrealistically giant factory using the souls of dead children? If you're looking to express your creativity through your very own game, why use someone else's story? Put your own ideas out there. Maybe the Joycare will make it big with its second chapter. You never know what could happen. But I hope that whatever they create, it's at least their own. Okay, that's enough time on my soapbox. I hope you enjoyed this video, despite it being very different from anything else I've made. I don't usually ask for likes or subscriptions, but since this is new for me, I would appreciate it if you let me know how you felt about it, either in the comments or with a simple like or dislike. Thank you so much for watching until the end, and I hope to see you in the future.